Hello, welcome back. We return to patch 6.55. Well, no, we don't return to patch 6.55. We begin. English, easy. We begin patch 6.55, so the second half of the Growing Light. It was Growing Light, wasn't it? I think? Or was that the Destiny 2 thing? No, that was Beyond Light. Growing Light was the FF14 patch. When one door closes, I'm going to try and get the rest of the MSQ recorded before my voice goes today. Demajen. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. Why are you just standing outside then? The students of Baldician request your presence in Charlian at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to your friends, to our friends, I'd hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. If you've no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldician Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. In the meantime, an odd pause. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ajdai the city, from notable landmarks to the people's lives. There is still much more for her to see. Oh. Well, for now, my friend, I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. Yeah, so I assume we're starting here just because this is exactly where the previous quest left off, but it is not the same day that I recorded the previous quest. In fact, it's 5 days later, 6 days later, something like that. I've been recording Next Fest stuff. And I've actually just come from Old Charlian. So, yeah, got to go back there still. Slide's trombone shall keep me company as we go, or something like that. Now, I'm assuming this is where we're going to learn all about the new NPC, whose name I cannot remember. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Dama. I gather you received our message. Now I just showed up to see your beautiful face. Please wait here while I fetch Kyle and Graha. Graha's still here. We haven't seen him in a while. Speak of the devils, and they shall appear. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I don't know what that voice is. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the void. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I imagine you were as surprised as we were, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. What he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Demajen to meet. He also mentioned that he'll be tending to business at the studio. Shall we look for him there? No, he can come to us. Bye! Okay. Speak with Kyle at the studio. Studium. Studium. I'm sure I say that every time. But it's been a while. Probably. Yeah. I think it's been a while. Now then, where is Erenville? I don't know. Are we just going to stand around? Stand around?
Erenville!
Hi.
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
Bit of shopping, mostly. But no gods to slay or anything like that right now, at least.
I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World.
Raha sounds different.
You went to Tural. Then the person who you wish to introduce.
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
An empty space.
But it seems you've lost her.
Is that the same voice for Graha? I know it's been a while since we've heard of him. Heard of him? Heard him. Heard from him.
Did she wander off?
She's got lost.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
What, Kryl? Oh, us.
Oh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman.
What is that accent?
I'm Uklamat, claimant to
Uklamat.
the throne of Tulihuela.
Tuli Yolol.
Yes. Thank you, Kryl, for breaking down the pronunciation of that for us. Tuliolal.
It's
Surprised they didn't put the dashes in between the syllables.
The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
You can definitely tell that there's higher resolution textures on her outfit compared to some of the ones that we've seen previously. Why are we so surprised by this?
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Yes, just come with me.
Of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The right of succession. Taking the
Yes,
form of a contest. It will
Yes.
determine who next ascends the throne.
we know of this.
As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning.
Mm-hmm.
I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you.
Why do you need champions if you are just going to
A
compete?
mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds. To the edge of existence and saved our star.
It's true, we did do that.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Sure.
Wait, let's all just slow down. Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Have they got a different voice actor for Graha, or is it just been so long that I forgot what he sounds like? He sounds
Tulihuela
older?
is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides.
Right.
He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
Uh-huh.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
What is that weird texture seam around your ear, Graha?
Hardly. Little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met.
She is quite exuberant, though.
If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me.
Adventure, you'll say? As an adventurer?
No, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda.
Who is, I believe, the level 93 trial?
Tell me
I've heard
that
whispers.
doesn't pique your
I haven't watched the
interest.
live letter, though. Or, actually, at this point, I have not watched the release trailer. I've heard about the Golden City before. Didn't Emet Selk mention it?
So the tales have reached even these shores. I can't help but feel proud.
Why?
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
And thus it shall turn out to be real.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Ooh, side-eye.
Yolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless of what the contest may entail,
People just ignore Kryle's mutterings.
if I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable
Is it a
companions.
group fight then?
So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
Yes, by killing things and bathing each other in blood. Why are we taken aback by this? We've killed gods at the end of the universe. Suspension of disbelief only works so far, Square Enix writers. Oh, that's the end of the first quest. I believe there's only 3. Kettle drums. I am actually quite looking forward to hearing the new music. That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers and take a measure for yourself. Journey to Tural. So, where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. Graha? The game is afoot. Grahatir appears equal parts bewildered and excited. So he's having a normal day then. Because I think bewildered is his natural state. The chance to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I heard about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and killed some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition? The Isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. Oh, Graha, you wonderful man. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight. It'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. Is she going to be really shit? Is she like level 5 or something? No, because the enemies there are going to be level 90 plus, aren't they? Ooh, them shadows! And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions... My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join you as soon as I have found out my Pictomancer jobstone. I mean, has made some preparations. If the rest of you are ready, yeah, let us head to the harbour. This being guildship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Don't know what that was. Just me being a bit silly. Was the Isle of Harm a dungeon that we did? Ah, that's where the ether font was. Which I don't really remember much about either. Surprise, surprise. So are we going to use the... solo duty. Excuse me. Nicole was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparations she needs to make. We have the loan of a ship for one of the captains, a cheery fellow. We can operate the vessel, so we don't need to tell him to take us. So we have to take a ship. Ugh, I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view those scenes. You'll be participating in the battle. I'm just reading this too quickly. Progress will be saved at certain points. If you enter battles associated with other quests or log out, the progress will be lost. Item level 660. I do not have item level 660. I don't have item level anywhere near 660. Because I haven't played much. Nor have I stumped out the 500k a piece for the latest crafted gear.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural.
I don't remember this
Oh,
dungeon.
white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
In other words, don't eat the bears.
I know. I know. So
ether
this
font.
is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
Are we going there?
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
He's travelled a bit.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
Have we met her brother?
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
I forget how tiny Graham is. Tiny cat boy.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in this city. He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day.
Huh.
And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studium? Your brother must be quite a scholar.
Graham is
I
impressed.
wonder. Like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education...
That sounds a little bit
surely
more
have cause
like
to
the Graham I
stir, yet
remember.
I recall nothing of the sort.
But you were probably napping, to be fair.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's a doctor like me, you see. One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Uh-huh.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
Actions speak louder than words, since we don't really talk.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
Nod. It's a pretty, pretty place, isn't it, the Ether Font? The Isle of Ham. Duty commenced.
The researcher should be just ahead.
All item stats have adjusted.
There. The building to the northeast.
That one? I'm assuming that one.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me.
Okay.
Right, let's hunt our fill.
So we've got a solo dungeon, technically. So is Graha... No, Graha's casting. So... who's going to be doing the healing? We might not need healing. Sheeps!
Look! Someone's in trouble!
He's getting battered?
Yeah? Taste my axe!
These animals are usually so docile.
Yeah, sheep not known for their ferocious nature. Fortunately, I've actually just done a dungeon before I started recording this. I did another run of the Lunar Subterrane because I wanted some gear. I actually wanted gear for Dark Knight because my Dark Knight's really fallen behind. So naturally I got a load of healer stuff. No, I didn't get healer stuff. I got bard stuff. Hard-pressed survivor? Surveyor, even. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the ones who answered our petition? Wait, aren't you? You are. Demajen, the adventurers saved our star. But that our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me a moment, I'll just finish checking our equipment. In event.
Really are famous.
Yes.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Oh, Graha, you fanboy. Whee!
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
She sounds a bit like...
Petitioner. Let's go and have a chat.
She sounds a bit like May from Overwatch. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we'd be most grateful if you would share it with us.
I'll handle this. Ew.
Whoa!
Is that all?
Did Graha just limit break them?
Let's pick up the creature's trail.
A beast carcass. You find ravaged beast remains, torn to shreds by sharp talons.
These claw marks. I've seen their like before.
Oh?
It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the edge of the zone, so... Oh, hold on. Some tattered plumage. You find feathers. You find feathers are scattered about the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
Roasted.
Presume it's even safe to eat.
These strange plants you have here. Animal leavings. Great! The cloying stench of fresh leavings assails your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Still fresh. Whatever this beast
Great.
is, it cannot be far.
A lovely pile of shits. I think Wooklamat's higher level than we are. She's probably level 100. Oh, more.
If they're spoiling for a fight, they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
I'm intrigued as to what is actually going to be the cause of this. It's probably going to be some winged bird serpent thing, isn't it? With the feathers. Would be my guess. Or
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey.
but wait. Yoink. What the frig is that?
What is that thing?
I have no idea. It's a flamingo pelican. It's a giant colibri. That's a colibri.
It speaks?
It mimics. That's taken me by surprise. I didn't realise that colibri.
Towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
The only colibri we've seen so far have been the cute little pink ones that you get at Costa del Sol and the like, and in the odd dungeon.
Come, Emet.
She's shocked.
Right.
I'd love to know why I'm getting screen tearing specifically in FF14. I'm not getting it in anything else. I shouldn't be getting screen tearing at all. I've got a G-Sync monitor.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Uh-huh.
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Got really weird wings. Okay. Come then.
Talk all you like, bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you.
Taunting it.
Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
She's she's quite easily agitated, isn't she? I can see why she's going to need the help. Pecking flurry. Oop.
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Oh, me neither. Sticky spit.
Not good. Quickly, gather together.
Yes, thank you. I've been doing this a while. Ooh.
I've got you.
Yoink!
That was too close.
Who's just cast Medica? Oh, is it Graha? Well, I suppose it's got to be, isn't it? He's multi-classing. No. Communio. Yes, it's probably a good job I've had a little bit of time on Reaper recently. Otherwise, this will drag.
Spread out, everyone.
Thank you, Graha. Whee! Oh no, I've been fettered. And again. Oh shit! Save my comrades! That's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. This doesn't have quite the same range as... left it too long. At some point I'll get the timings on that correct. Not today, clearly. That's... oh, that did hit me. I thought it might. Ruffling of feathers? Oh, it's doing a wing thing.
That was hardly a tickle.
Quite a lot of...
Try this.
oh, she's going to limit break. Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't make her a Viper or something. Just for the, Rudes. I have been. I'm just not very good, Graha. It's a big-ass colibri. Also, there's only 3 of us, so we don't even get a limit break gauge. Yeah, it's got really weird wings. It's like some kind of prehistoric version.
Up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
She's a lot of bluster.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
She's well trained but inexperienced, I would guess.
But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big.
Also, she doesn't have particularly good...
Dirty tricks!
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
You're not going to go for round 2, are you?
Leave this to me.
Yay!
Have at you.
Pictomancer introduction, courtesy of Kryl.
Kryl?
Grah.
I am terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
Uh-huh. Kryl's going to be on one of our duty companions then, isn't she, as we go through?
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
Yes, outfits change. Well, she's not really changed her
After
outfit.
hearing of the
Got
contest,
the earring on.
I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
Yes, the skill at arms that you've hitherto completely avoided mentioning.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
Yes, versus paint.
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin.
Yes, and you could do bugger all.
Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute.
With paint.
And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
Begin.
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy. As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style.
Subtle dig. Don't know who that could be.
What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Oh. Bless her.
Indeed.
You know what, we're standing right.
Be especially
there.
keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Note from a granddad. Galuf.
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Galul Jaja.
Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
Ooh.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
But it's many, many years out of date, one assumes.
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Which your dad hasn't specifically mentioned to you.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
That's true. Could be a fake. Paper rustling sound effects.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuliyolal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one.
Huh.
The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no?
Yes.
This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, it would have been in Turali.
Interesting.
And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
Huh.
So the letter is fraudulent then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
Ah, okay. You probably should have led with that.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuli Yolal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there.
Why does she pronounce Tulialal differently from everybody else?
In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt.
Yes, and we have done quite a lot of learning. Shaky hands.
We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
Is this the first time we've heard Graha feel disgruntled about eating? Colibri burger? Trial has been updated in the Unending Codex. Thanks to Wuklamat, we now know who sent the letter to Grandfather, among other things, but many questions still remain. I understand Kral's feelings all too well, the desire to do one's part. It can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. Ah, what an exciting hunt that was. And now it's time to save the reward. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Charlian, the last stand. Let's see what Dickon can cook up for us. Probably something incredibly succulent that the devs will have spent, or the artists team will have spent an inordinate amount of time making look succulent. Either that or they'll use something they've had for a while because they've been busy working on the actual expansion. Well then, there's a famished face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Demajen? Well, a whole bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I've just the recipe. Of course you do. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? Oh, we do have quite a lot of meat, so that's probably for the best.
Come, come.
See?
Let's enjoy
High
the
textured
bounty
meat.
of our first outing together.
Nom nom nom.
I'd heard that Charlian cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
Comedy moment incoming.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
I wonder who that could have been. Is that anybody we know?
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlian.
And you thought you'd just order it.
It's nothing. I can't handle.
They're just showing off their biting stuff now,
Your
aren't
boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
Evanville telling off royalty.
swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Clearly, yes.
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
Aww.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
I see. I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
Carl's got a lovely little cup of tea.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead. Since ancient times,
They've made her very
many
nice.
peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long.
The problem with making characters such as Wooklemet very nice is that they also did that with Moonbreeder, for example.
The fighting
I suspect they
finally
probably
stopped
learned from
some
that.
80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Oh, Graha's pronouncing it like that as well now. Maybe it's just
Since
me
then,
that's pronouncing it wrong.
We've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace.
But
But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
oh, you.
A man who is too ambitious by half.
No, somebody else. I thought that they were going to say that she couldn't claim because she's not a
Word of the
Mulja.
Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war.
Gone.
I can't allow it.
She is not happy about this.
No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
You're asking the diplomacy
it's more than
questions.
appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
A sensible policy.
That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well.
Because we've done so much talking.
And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength? And
Still
help me
hasn't
win
explained
this
exactly
round
how we
nation?
are going to help if this is a contest. Is there like a series of bouts or
You
cage
don't
match?
need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Enville face palms. Oh dear. Nice. Judging by Wooklemet's reaction, it appears Turali cuisine isn't excessively fiery. Whether Wooklemet has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, this past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. The game is afoot. Aha! A mystery gift. The coming dawn. Rahatir is mulling over what you have learned of Wuklemat and her plan. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuklemat's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. Just the thought of burying myself in books is making me feel sleepy. Information, knowledge is power. Quite right. Not only would it help you to make an informed decision, but if you choose to go, you'd be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let's be off to the archives. I suspect, just based on the peaking of the microphone there, that probably picked up the incredibly rowdy motorbike that just went past. Right, where are we going? Because I've changed the position of my microphone ever so slightly, I have to look round it to see the keyboard. Normally I'd have it just straight beneath me, but I'm trying a slightly different approach for this. It's not a new microphone setup really, it's the same microphone, same software, same hardware. But I'm going for hopefully a better sound. Oh, that's a player. Aha! This person is clearly doing the same quest that we are. Unblemished book? It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto. These crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Luminsen sailor named Ketenram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the therefore two unknown continents. Ketenram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mulja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won, along with permission to roam freely. Ketenram would return to Tural several times, but during his first expedition he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Lominsa. The most notable of these was the popoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty of Ketenram's expeditions to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes such as the bean-filled burrito and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Ketenram's circle, Tural largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. A faded tome. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This term introduces a select variety of species, as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain ranges, this four-legged beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands, of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. Weaver. Weaver? That's how I've always pronounced it. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tural. We've seen them here, haven't we? The Mamulja have succeeded in taming them and utilising their prodigious strength for manual labour. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the Weaver is also implied as a siege beast, and with fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Valagamanda. Turali folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts, the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. It most certainly does, as we have seen it in trailers. A leather-bound book. Lines in the Sand, the geopolitics of Hydaelyn. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents and Tural. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climates tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. The case in point is the Allagans, who rose to power in Aldenard before advancing east into Ilsabard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tural waged war with one another for generations, stimulated by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. I struggled with that one, grammatically. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense jungle. Such was the way of it, until the leader of the Mamulja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reasons thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the Autarch's greatness. A blue-covered book. Principles of blue magic and spell acquisition. Yes, we know that blue mages come from the New World. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wallaki, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Wallaki's art, and make the animal's powers my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it blue magic. The reason I chose this colour, as you will have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wallaki. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honour the people from whom this noble magic was born. Having perused a wide selection of books related to Tural, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Rahatir will be eager to know what you have discovered. Should you wish to read these books again, speak with the reference page. Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tural, I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let us continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Yes. Nor should they. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find reference to Tural within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? I was actually rather taken with the tale of Cat and Ram. Ah yes, the renowned Leminson explorer who traversed the Indigo Deep and discovered the unknown West. And his accomplishments don't end there. He travelled to Tural extensively and even forged a friendship with the Dawn Servant. If we were able to meet Cat and Ram, what things we could learn. Alas, all of this happened nigh 80 years ago, and he may no longer be alive to tell his tales. That's 80. But it said he was Leminson, but it didn't say what race he was. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tural? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about alpacas. Ah, yes, the alpaca. In addition to serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by way of their lush fleece. They are especially prized by mountain tribes who hold certain rare specimens sacred. I thought I heard... Oh, gold. Hello, Ali. I thought I heard familiar voices. What do you two want? I mean, so good to see you. Fancy running into the two of you here. Well, well. Have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may befit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razatan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbours of differing race and ideologies might engage with one another. Oh, that's handy, and quite handily leads into... Ow. Ow. Quite handily leads into what we are doing here, doesn't it? And what of the two of you? What endeavour brings you here this day? Learning about Truval. Fade to black and up. Fade from black to down. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tural. I dare say this is precisely the kind of examples we seek. We'd do well to read up on Tulialal ourselves. The contest is Demajen the only one allowed to help Wuklemat? There was no mention of such restrictions as I recall. On the contrary, Wuklemat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respites. Follow me, Alphino. We have planning to do. Alizé, wait. Oh, God. It would seem our plans have changed. If you'll excuse me. Bless her. Everybody wants to follow in our footsteps. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. So we've got Kryl wanting to follow in our footsteps and carry her share. We've got Graha, who obviously will do anything for us, bless his soul. And of course there's Alizé, who will lead her brother to his ruin, probably, I would imagine. They'll certainly lead her parents to emotional ruin, I would suspect. I'm assuming we're almost done with this. And then I just have to wait a week or two. Yeah, just under 2 weeks. It's the 15th of June today. Graha is thinking. Graha!
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story.
Yes. It's not just me, then.
What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuklemat's request?
I'm inclined to help, but... I never say no to a new adventure.
Ha! I thought you might say that.
We are nothing if not predictable.
With an intrepid attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination.
Mm-hmm.
But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not?
Yes, we adventure.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon.
Do 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 do. Numenon. Do 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 do. Ahem.
The experiences to be had. All the things you might hear, feel, and think.
Nice little callback.
It's enough to stir me to the core. Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
Fortunately, we're going on a ship. The Blue Road.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it.
If I remember correctly, the Scions are split, aren't they? I think we had mention of that in the announcement for Dawn Trail. The fact that the Scions are going to be split. There's going to be a schism. So this idea of being true to yourself, I think, is setting us up for that, narratively speaking.
Can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another?
Being true to yourself. It's what Civil War did in the Marvel movies. You know, split on ideological grounds.
Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Bye then. Demajen is suspicious of Graha. Oh, are we going to get some new duds? Is that what the mystery gift's going to be? Hi, Thancreds. Huh. Huh. Interesting little smirk from good old Dad. Ujika. Welcome back, Demajen. If you're looking for Wooklemat, she's currently with the others in her chambers. If you like, I can go and fetch them for you. Sure. Please wait in the main hall. What, this main hall? Oh no, this is the main hall. Yeah, this is the foyer. Anything new to look at in here while we're here? Is this an updated version of the map? It's not. This is the old one. I wonder if it will get updated. That'd be a nice little touch, actually, wouldn't it? If we come back to Charlian and they've updated the map. Though, to be fair, the map will get quite wide if they do that. Hello, all. Will Wooklemat notice the lack of Tural on the map?
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on, then. Let's hear it.
I wish to boldly go where I've never gone before.
Then you need me as much as I need you. Together we'll blaze new trails in Tural.
But what aren't you telling us? There's more to this. Obviously.
You're
Oh,
not
hello.
planning to leave without us, are you?
No gold.
Alpha no, Alize! What are you two doing here?
Causing problems. As his Alpha knows wants.
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wooklemat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an
Fortuitously?
interest in meeting our visitor.
You must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
Yes! I'd forgotten about that.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
First impressions last.
How'd you say? Alphino is going to be diplomatic.
Make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize.
Oh,
Who is
no,
less
let's not do
diplomatic.
that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from
I'm
Tuliora,
intrigued as how we
a
are going to be
nation
put at
founded
odds
on
with our
unity.
colleagues.
And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
I'm also really intrigued as to what this contest is going to entail because we still haven't had those details.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Yes.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Erenville wants to get out of there.
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
Got you there. Kyle.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was.
She,
Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
Kyle, you can't help if you're here. You're coming with.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy.
Oh, Graha's not
It's
coming.
only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika
Oh,
and me.
Graha is coming.
But, Raha...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
He's a good friend. Oh.
Thank you, Raha. Thank you.
Why is her nose so pixely?
Well, looks like it's settled.
I assume that will be fixed
Counting
with the
on you
new.
all to help me win the throne.
How exactly are we doing this? And are the others going to fall in with one of the other claimants?
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
A map. Oh, are they going to replace the map now? Graha, that is not going to work. There's no logistical way that... Unless it's a really small map that he's just posted over the top.
This,
Oh, it is.
my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes
Who, of course,
west
can see
of
everything from the
Charlian,
moon.
For there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
Yeah, you can see the scale difference. It doesn't look like our world map at all, does it? From a distance. I thought he was going to put a really big map up on the wall. That's a little bit blurry, guys. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Oh no, credits. I forgot that credits were a thing that they did. So that is the end of Endwalker. Ojika, lest you wonder about your passage to Taral, Aaronville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you, a rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventure. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. A knapsack. Used to acquire a knapsack? Huh? Meanwhile, with Thancred in Limsa Lominsa. Oh, hey, Estinian.
When does the next ship set sail? May I ask your destination? The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
He's going to end up there just
west,
on a whim.
You say?
Going to end up in the new world just on his own. It's the start of a new adventure music. Meanwhile, in Old Charlian, Thancred and Urianger. As he sent him a mysterious note.
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Interesting, they've got a different reason for going.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
Oh, and this is what puts them at odds. The chase.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition.
Interesting.
Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Huh. Yoink.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Foreshadowing.
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
A different vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember.
A mission. Very specific choice of phrase.
Come, my friend. We make for Taral.
Motion capturing. Why is Thancred walking a little bit weird? Meanwhile, in Razathan. No? How does Stola get there? That's my next question. Is she there seeking knowledge for how to get back to her boyfriend?
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
I love that we keep coming back to Emet.
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offord's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World?
Just the fact that we as Azam have taken that as a challenge. You know, we haven't followed fully in Azam's footsteps until we have, or even Emet's footsteps. Weigh anchor now, the tide is high and dawn of new adventure nigh. Go forth to break horizons bond and thread the gilded path beyond. Emet Selk has been added to the Unending Codex. A new chapter of New Game Plus has been added. What is this? You acquire the knapsack personal effects. Is that a fashion accessory? Ah, it's a fashion accessory. It's not that, it's that. We can now be Erenville. I mean, we can just fashion it up. I think that just lets us cycle through our idle poses. Okay. That's weird, but whatever. I'll leave that on for a bit, I guess. Obviously, it's going to clip with all the things ever as a Reaper, but yeah. That then is the end of Endwalker. And I am not in any way prepared for Dawn Trail. That, you know, there's a whole series of Mandeville quests that I have to go and do before I've got everything, you know, but everything. The things that I'm going to be able to get done in time mapped up. And I've still got the third tier of the 12 raid that I haven't done at all. Whether I will record that, I will try to, because I have liked to keep those things for me, if not for anybody else. But it just depends on whether I've got time. It might be that it doesn't happen until after Dawn Trail launches, because I've got less than a week now until we get Shadow of the Urge Tree, which is going to take at least probably the week up until Dawn Trail. If I don't finish it by the time Dawn Trail launches, obviously Dawn Trail will take priority. Or the queue for Dawn Trail will take priority. Yeah, that was 6.55. That was the end of 6.x. Hopefully I will get some more FF14 content out before Dawn Trail. I don't know if and whether I should... No, I don't know if I will, or whether I should react to the launch trailer. Because I haven't seen it, but I have seen some thumbnails, or, you know, of various content creators for FF14 that I follow, saying that it's a little bit spoilery. And I'm just wondering whether I should not bother so that I can go in completely fresh. That's more the way that I am leaning. But if you do watch this video all the way through and you hear me say this, let me know down below. Not what the spoilers are, obviously. I don't want any spoilers whatsoever. But is it going to ruin the experience for me if I watch the launch trailer? Let me know down below. If you've enjoyed the video, if you have enjoyed my entire Endwalker experience, like, subscribe for more, because there will be more. FF14 is pretty much the only thing that I will be putting the camera on for a while. I'm certainly not doing it for Elden Ring. You don't want to see me get frustrated playing that game. I will choose to edit that down probably if I can be bothered. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Stay fabulous. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.